curious minds. Welcome back to Project Excellence Prodigy, your one-stop solution for all your project management and mechanical engineering needs. I'm Govind, a PMP certified project management professional with a strong background in mechanical engineering. In our previous lesson, we discussed project integration management, where we learned that a project manager's job is to integrate all parts of a project into one working system. Today, we move to the second and one of the most practical knowledge areas, project scope management. And the theme for the today's lesson is very simple yet extremely powerful. Doing the right work and only the right work. Why scope management is critical? Scope management is very important because it clearly defines in the project what work should be done and what should not be done. If the scope is not controlled properly, the project can face delays, extra cost, confusion, and even failure. Most project failures happen because of scope related problem, like unclear expectations. Sometimes the customer and project team do not clearly understand what the final product or result should be. Different people may have different expectations. For example, a customer may expect a fully automatic system, but the team may plan only a semi-automatic system. So this kind of misunderstanding later creates conflicts, rework, delays, and extra cost. Another problem could be continuous additions. Means during the project, new requirements keep getting added again and again. Normally, customer asks, can you add one more feature? Can you make it slightly bigger? Can you include one extra report also? Each addition may look small individually, but together they increase project time, cost, and workload significantly. This is called scope creep. Another problem is verbal requests. Sometimes customers or managers give instructions verbally without proper documentation. For example, they will say, please change this design quickly or add this feature also. And later, nobody clearly remembers who requested it, what exactly was requested, and whether cost and schedule were approved or not. So this creates confusion, disputes, and uncontrolled changes. Another issue could be just do this also mentality. This is a very common problem in projects. People think this is just a small extra task, it won't take much time. But many small extra tasks together become a huge burden on the project team. As a result, schedules get delayed, budget increases, team becomes stressed, and quality may reduce. What is project scope management? Project scope management means managing and controlling the work of the project properly. It ensures that the project team does all the work required and only the work required to successfully complete the project. In simple words, in every project, there must be a clear answer to these questions. What work should be done? What is included in the project? And what is not included in the project? Scope management helps define these things clearly. Just like boundaries in a playground, help players know where they can play. Similarly, project scope boundaries help the team know what they should focus on and what they should avoid. Core principle of project scope management is mainly doing the right work and only the right work. This means completing all necessary work required for the project, but avoiding unnecessary extra work. What happens if scope is not controlled? It will lead projects expand silently. Means small extra tasks keep getting added slowly without proper control. Each change may look small, but gradually the project becomes much bigger than originally planned. costs increase invisibly. When extra work increases, project cost also increases. More work means more manpower, more materials, more time, more resources. Sometimes these cost increases happen slowly. So people do not notice immediately until the budget starts getting exceeded. Disputes appear suddenly. If scope is unclear, so misunderstanding starts between customer, contractor, project manager and team members. So many questions will come up like this work was included or not. Who approved this change? Why is extra payment required? So this all can create arguments and conflicts. Product scope versus project scope. This is a very important concept, especially for PMP exams and real projects. Product scope and project scope are not the same. Product scope defines the features and functions of the product. It focuses on the final product or output that the customer will receive. Suppose the project is to develop a food delivery mobile app. In this project, the product scope includes user login system, restaurant menu display, online payment feature, live delivery tracking, customer reviews. These are the features and functions of the final product. So product scope mainly talks about what the product can do, while project scope defines the work required to deliver that product. It focuses on the project work and effort. For the same food delivery app project, the project scope will be requirement collection, app design, coding, testing, meetings, deployment, training, and documentation. So these are the activities required to complete the project successfully. So project scope mainly talks about what work needs to be done. Scope management processes. According to PMI, project scope management includes 6 important processes. And these processes help the project team to understand customer requirements, define project boundaries, organize project work properly, and control unnecessary changes. First process is plan scope management. This process decides how will project scope be managed. In this stage, the project team prepares a plan for defining project scope, collecting requirements, creating WBS, work breakdown structure, approving changes, and controlling scope during the project lifecycle. In simple meaning, this process creates the rules and roadmap for managing project scope properly. Second process is collect requirements. In this process, the team gathers customer needs, expectations, desired features, and project requirements. And different techniques may be used, like meetings, interviews, surveys, discussions, brainstorming, or workshops. Mainly, this process helps understand what exactly does the customer want. Third process is define scope. After collecting requirements, the team clearly defines what work is included in the project and what work is excluded. A detailed project scope statement is prepared. In simple meaning, this process clearly defines project boundaries. It answers what work will the project perform. Next process is create WBS, work breakdown structure. In this process, large project work is divided into smaller, manageable, and easy to control tasks. For example, instead of simply saying install a solar power plant, the work is broken into design, procurement, civil work, installation, testing, commissioning, and handover. So, this process breaks large work into smaller, manageable pieces. Next process is validate scope. In this process, completed deliverables are presented to the customer for formal acceptance. The customer verifies whether requirements are fulfilled and whether the completed work is acceptable. This process is all about getting customer approval for completed work. The last process is control scope. This process monitors and controls scope changes during project execution. It ensures unnecessary work is avoided, scope creep is controlled, and only approved changes are implemented. In simple words, this process protects the project from uncontrolled changes and extra work. Scope baseline. Scope baseline is the approved version of the project scope. It becomes the official reference point which is used to compare and control project work during execution. In simple words, scope baseline tells the team this is the approved project scope that must be followed. It has three main parts: scope statement, WBS, and WBS Dictionary. Scope statements clearly describes what work is included, project deliverables, project objectives, assumptions, constraints, and exclusions. It explains what exactly is the project supposed to do. Next part is WBS, work breakdown structure. WBS divides the total project work into smaller, manageable, and organized tasks. WBS Dictionary. It gives detailed information about each WBS task, like task description, responsibilities, schedule details, resources, cost estimates, and deliverables. In simple meaning, it explains each work package in detail. Requirements collection techniques. During a project, the team must clearly understand what the customer wants, what features are needed, and what expectations stakeholders have. To collect this information, different requirement collection techniques are used, like interviews. During interviews, the project team directly talks with customers, users, experts, or stakeholders. Various questions are asked to understand their needs and expectations. Another technique is workshops. A workshop is a group discussion where stakeholders, customers, managers, and project team members sit together and discuss project requirements. The good thing in conducting workshop is problems and ideas can be discussed quickly in one meeting. Next technique is brainstorming. In brainstorming, people freely share ideas without criticism. The goal is very simple: to create new ideas, solutions, features, or improvements. Brainstorming means freely thinking and sharing ideas. Another technique is focus groups. A focus group is a discussion with selected users or customers who represent the final users of the product. Their feedback helps understand customer expectations, preferences, and real world needs. In simple words, focus group means getting feedback from a selected group of target users. Another technique is document analysis. In this technique, the team studies existing documents like old project reports, contracts, manuals, procedures, or business documents. This helps identify the useful requirements. Observation. Here, the project team observes how people actually work in real situations. This helps identify practical problems, hidden requirements, and improvement areas. Prototypes. A prototype is an early sample or model of the product. Customers can see or test it and provide feedback before final development. For example, a simple demo version of a mobile app can be shown to users before full coding starts. Another important concept in project scope management is gold plating. Gold plating means doing extra work or adding extra features that were not requested by the customer. Sometimes project teams add additional work because they think it will impress the customer, make the product look better, or show extra effort. But this extra work is done without official approval. For example, suppose a customer asks for a mobile app with login and payment features. But the development team additionally adds chatbot support, animations, voice commands, or extra reports without customer request or approval. So this is called gold plating. The intention may be good, but it can create problems. PMI strongly discourages gold plating because unnecessary extra work will increase the project cost, increase project time, create additional risk, cause maintenance problems, and even create customer dissatisfaction. Validate scope versus control scope. Both processes are related to project scope, but they have different purposes. Validate scope focuses on is the customer accepting the completed work, while control scope focuses on are we preventing unapproved extra work or changes. In validate scope, the completed work is shown to the customer for inspection and formal approval. For example, suppose an engine overall project has been completed. So the customer inspects the overall work, checks whether requirements are fulfilled, and finally signs the acceptance report. This means the customer officially accepts the completed work. Control scope is about managing and controlling changes during the project. For example, suppose in a renovation project, a technician wants to do extra polishing, additional painting, or extra modifications that were not approved in the project scope. So in this case, the project manager will say this extra work is not part of approved scope. If the customer really wants it, then in that case, a formal change request must be raised and impact on cost and schedule must be checked and final approval is taken before proceeding. So control scope is all about preventing unnecessary extra work, controlling scope creep and managing changes properly. In the next lesson, we will explore project schedule management activities, dependencies, and the critical path. If you found this lesson helpful, please like the video, subscribe to Project Excellence Prodigy, and share it with fellow professionals. Namaste, goodbye, Sampai Jumpa.